Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about end stage nerd news. We're going to talk about a lot of these websites that I think they're going to be gone this year because the Outrage isn't as easily milked as it was in previous years. People aren't falling for it. Traffic's down. You know, the Mary Sue in particular is betting heavy on Trump and Trump outrage, and I don't think people are really going to fall for it this time.
Speaking of not falling for it, I didn't fall for the total opening about, milking things, but I was good.
Okay, let's not talk about that. We have to keep it PG, 13-ish. Yeah, we'll butt right up against it. You can get away with one F-bomb in a PG-13 movie. Anyway, let's talk about this. Before you get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you will get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
And go out to clownfishminus.com, help support the reef, get exclusive content. You also can join as a member over here and on Locals as well. And let's talk about this because I noticed something over the past month or so specifically that websites like the Mary Sue, which historically had more pop culture news, are now pivoting to almost all politics.
It's not new. Mary Sue's been doing it for a long time.
You've been paying more attention to it.
Yes, they've been doing it for quite a while. They'll try to tie it into pop culture sometimes, but a lot of it is just politics. It's been that way for years. At least
really?
last 2 or 3.
Well, I was going to say probably the last 2 or 3, because as I remember them, it was mostly a pop culture news website that would occasionally comment on politics as well. Like they would get into the Gamergate stuff and they would get into the toxic dude bro stuff, whatever. It seems like they're really leaning heavily into the politics. And the thing is if that is where you're going with it, I don't think it's going to work. Same with like Kotaku and Polygon. I don't think there are nearly as many people outraged about Trump as you think there are, and there certainly aren't as many as there were in 2017. Mm-mm. And people aren't reading blogs like they used to. I mean, look at this. We're going to go through their timeline here, but yeah, 3 hours ago, two likes, 291
Oh yeah,
people.
they don't get much. But you said you're blocked, right?
I am blocked. Yes, I'm blocked.
I'm not blocked.
I can still see it because Elon got rid of the whole thing where if you block somebody, they can't see your.
Oh, I can see. I can see it because I'm not blocked, but. They've been doing this and they don't get much interaction at all. And then if you go to their website, it's like the pop culture or the nexus of pop culture or something. And I'm like, it's very little pop culture. It's all like political whining.
Yeah, right. I'm looking. This is like their most recent news, most popular news.
Oh, Trump allegedly hints at cheating.
Your suckers and losers, MAGA with Trump inauguration tickets are no longer allowed to attend the event. That was a day or so ago. We got politics. An hour ago. The start of The Handmaid's Tale. 3 hours ago, politics, blame and re-traumatize the victim. Indiana bill proposes forcing grape survivors to sign affidavits and undergo investigation. Politics. 14 minutes ago, I've been betrayed by my country. Former DC officer reacts to Trump pardoning the January 6th rioters. Now, there are some pop culture stories on here, but it does not seem like the ratio is different. Let's just put it that way. And I think this is them. Yeah, look at the stories that have been published. 4 hours ago, Trump, wrestling, Zac Efron, and the guy from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Up and back to
then
Trump.
More Trump.
And Andy Cohen and Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. So they're going where they think the views are, and the views are clearly Trump. And
we said that was going to happen, though.
Oh yeah, I know.
Because they in one way, I think they wanted him to win because not necessarily Mary Sue, but people that were like the people who own sites like the Mary Sue, because then they'd have something to scream about for 4 years to try to get views because no one's paying attention to them otherwise.
Nobody's paying attention to them now. 7
Except
hours
for me
ago.
just to call them out.
Well, that's just the thing. Like, so this kind of brings me back to the point. The point is, I think we're at the end of the nerd news website life cycle. I mean, they've been dying, But I think we're like at
Google
the end.
hastened it, but yeah.
Yeah, Google hastened it. So for those of you who don't know, we'll just kind of recap here. Earlier this year, and actually it began last year, but it really was noticeable this year, Google rolled out an algorithm change, which basically penalized a lot of niche websites, a lot of smaller websites, sites that weren't corporately owned. And they started pushing people toward AI. They have their AI snippets at the top of the page now. So they don't even want you leaving Google because they make more money off you if you're on the Google homepage where they can throw all kinds of Temu ads and shit on there. So a lot of these websites that lived and died by Google are going to die. A lot of these websites that lived and died by Facebook, like BuzzFeed, are going to die because you can't really boost over there as well as you used to. And now I'm like, how many of these websites are going to be like, well, we're not even going to use SEO optimization because the CEO of Google went to the Trump inauguration and Mark Zuckerberg went to Mar-a-Lago and they're all against us.
And the inauguration.
Yeah, and the inauguration. Yeah, we had a whole row of tech bros at the inauguration. So I'm like, man, it must really suck, right? I mean, how's it feel to be all alone there? But yeah, I think this is it. I don't think any of these sites are sustainable. There's such a massive sea change going on right now that the presidency is setting the tone for it. I think, we talked about this yesterday. It feels like a lot of these CEOs are kind of taking a deep, exhale after having to hold their breath for how many years and be like, okay, we have to play the game. If we want the venture capital, we got to play the DEI game. We got to do this. We got to do that because that's what we're told. Our 22-year-old marketing.
Trade their opinion depending on who's in office, which is also possible.
But DEI is over. Websites are basically over at this point. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. And I got to think that like a lot of these sites are just, I don't think they're going to last through the end of the year.
Some of them, no, I doubt.
Most of them.
Or then it gets sold off or whatever.
Yeah. And, I don't think that anybody's going to miss them. A lot of people you talk about it and they're like, oh my God, Polygon's still around. Kotaku's still around. And Kotaku they fired like all their video people a couple of months ago. And IGN's holding on by their fingertips. And it's just like, I think by the end of the year, I think most of these websites are going to be gone, collapsed, folded into each other. And I think what we're going to have in lieu of it is we're going to have more podcasters, more YouTubers, some websites maybe that are more niche that are run by individuals that actually like the stuff they're talking about and give a shit about the stuff they're talking about. You'll probably see more Substack. You'll see more stuff like that. But like, it really is going to be the end of an era that's probably best left forgotten. So I don't know. It's just do you have any other thoughts on it?
No, because it's not surprising at all. I mean, especially Mary Sue. They've been switching it to politics for a while now. They're trying to find something to keep the views coming in, and Outrage is what they're going to go for because they need the clicks.
Yeah, and I think a lot of this, I think we're going to find out in hindsight. We're going to have people that are going to be like, well, guys, I had to shit out articles about The Last Jedi because I was told if I didn't, the views would be down and I'd lose my job. And no hard feelings, right, bro?
And you still lost your job. So
yeah,
I
right.
Don't know. But
no hard feelings, right, bro?
I do think a lot of the blogs are going to go tits up. Not all of them, but I think a lot of them will. I think it's going to depend on how Google, if they keep choking things out. That sounds so wrong after I keep saying it, but you know what I mean.
Choke one out, Google. Google choked another one out.
But you know what I mean. And I think that unless they have a big parent company that somehow, keeping it in there. And I think parent companies are going to start offloading because they want to make money, right? And if you're dead weight. Now, Mary Sue going political might actually keep them in play for a while. They might might be why they're going political more than they were before.
I don't know, because again, it's just a feeling. It's just a feeling I have, but it feels like there are not nearly as many people angry about Trump getting
I don't think there are. They keep trying to, like, the media is trying to make people mad. They keep
want
taking
people
clips,
angry.
things out of context and trying to get people angry because that's what they do. And in certain media outlets, they got in trouble before for doing this and showing you only part of something and not giving all the full information, and they're back to their old tricks. So, it is what it is, and that's why I tell everybody, double check everything.
Yeah, double check everything. So let's wrap this one up, guys. I'm gonna keep an eye on this because I think we're gonna have a body count. We need to have like a little rubber stamp or something, every time a gaming news site goes down. goes out of business is what I mean. I mean, actually going down. So
I
anyway,
know what you mean.
please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.